Research papers on American eugenics. Oh yeah, the eugenics thing. That would bring that up in a history class. You make people get really uncomfortable. American eugenics. Yeah. Oh god, everyone gets really uncomfortable at that point.
Well,
because we don't want to admit that we did that stuff.
I mean, learning deaf history.
That's up there in the things you need to know happened.
That's up there in the things you need to know about how fucked up the mental health system. Like, people complain about the mental health system now.
It was worse.
Like, think about all the people that were essentially incarcerated in mental asylums for being deaf, for being blind, for being cognitively disabled, for being mentally disabled, for being mute.
Black Ark, we did it first because Hitler got the idea from us, the eugenics projects. We had been doing it for like at least 2 generations before Hitler did.
And we had a lot of we had a lot of people in like Hitler's back pocket.
Yeah, we did.
Helping him out.
Again, we, as much as I hate admitting it because I don't want to admit it ever, we kind of helped make him the way he was. In terms of like giving him ideas, showing him how to do what he did. He learned a lot of his stuff from American history.
Yeah.
Which,
because we were using, because we had a minority population that Germany didn't really have.
Yeah.
We had the immigrant population that a lot of European countries didn't have. So we had this pool of people that we considered not really people,
disposable,
and people that we considered like the lowest possible classification of a human being.
So we could do whatever we wanted.
We could do whatever we wanted and get away with it. And a lot of the time they were getting them out of asylums, they were getting them out of prisons, they were doing it in the prisons and in the asylums and stuff like that. Like, if you ever watch American Horror Story Asylum,
oh my
that's
god,
what it was.
Yeah, that was.
That's what it was.
I couldn't even watch it for that long because of how bad it was. Like, just accurate.
That's exactly what it was. It was taking people who were gay, black.
Just what Adrian said. Yeah, see those experiments from the 30s. Holy shit, were we just. And it's not so much that history is bad. It's more that people are bad, and we need to learn history so that we don't repeat it. As horrible as that like cliche is to hear, we do need to learn these things so that we don't repeat it.
All cultures have dirty histories, no matter where it is, and no matter what the culture is, whatever the religion of that culture is, it doesn't matter.
Everyone's got skeletons in their closet.
Everyone's got a dirty history.
And that's not to say that anyone's better than anyone. It's all relative. Like, I'm not saying that like Native Americans had a perfect history when we all know for a fact they probably didn't. They were always at war with each other, so.
Yeah, and I mean.
Exactly, that's why Adrian's a history major. Yeah, it's not that history's bad. It's that we need to learn how to not be that bad. Also, there are some good things in history.
Oh yeah, I mean, we look at advancement throughout history of science, of medicine, and like of civilization in general, like how we've learned to live with one another.
Well, I meant more for like the funny things, like what's it called when we just like the random shit we discovered by accident.
Yeah.
Like half our like vaccines and shit, accident.
Yeah, and I mean. You can argue that probably a lot of the things that we learned through doing questionable science on people, it can be argued that it's been invaluable to research, but you also got to think about what was the cost of that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was also, trying to figure out, like, I mean, like, we're talking, like, Victorian age when people would take cadavers or even live people.
And study the anatomy.
Study the anatomy while they're alive, like
what happens if I poke this part of the brain?
Yeah, like lobotomies and stuff like that. Degloving an arm to watch tendons work and stuff like that.
That just made me shudder.
It's just we did fucked up shit to people. Everyone in every culture has done fucked up shit to people.
And now what I'm gonna say is very like you can't word it any good way. I will never condone it, but as a species, being that unique as we are, there was probably no other way we could have developed ourselves mentally if we didn't do some of these horrible things. I'm not saying I condone it, but we would not have learned unless we did something to this degree.
Well, you don't, you know,
yeah, it's
cadaver a corpse. It is,
but it's still...
We're doing it on live people as well.
And also, a lot of people didn't willingly give these cadavers up. Some people were digging up graves, taking them from morgues. They were stealing. Which, yeah, it's not the same as doing it to a live person, but it's still morally and ethically kind of shitty.
It's kind of shitty to, you know, they would be...
You're desecrating a corpse.
You're desecrating a corpse. And, like, that was before we had, you know, I give my body over to science, or I'm an organ donor. That was before... I mean, like, that's a new thing.
Also, it wasn't really hygienic. This was before a lot This was before a lot of hygienic shit. They were doing really, really fucked up shit without being clean about it, because they didn't realize necrosis and all that shit could be transferred to a living body.
Right, and that's why they, you know...
That's how plagues get started.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's also...
You want plagues? Like, that's how you get plagues.
What they were trying to figure out is that through these unhygienic means, they learned that there's new stuff to happen.
Hand sanitizer, that's like that's not even the beginning of it. It was more like getting blood on your face was a bad thing.
Ingesting blood or something like that on accident. Like, that's also the other crazy thing, is like how they would take certain substances and purposely feed them to people to see the reaction. Like, that's how they figure out about allergies and stuff like that, is like, okay, what happens if someone eats a poisonous mushroom? You have to have a live person to figure this out.
Yeah, it wouldn't work on a corpse, which...
No.
We don't want to work on a corpse anyway, because that would be defeating the purpose.
Right. And I mean, it's fucked up, and that was before people thought to test on animals, because animals were too valuable.
Oh yeah, back then
you needed them. You had to have animals to eat and live and farm
companionship.
And all this other stuff. You had to have them.
Also, let's be real. Who in their right mind could actually do science experiments on a puppy?
Right.
If you can, you're an asshole.
Plus, that's also back in feudal times, where if you weren't royalty, you basically were owned by your governing body.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. You didn't
discovery of acid. Yeah, more. The discovery of acid was probably like one of our, not so much dumber moments, but one of our, dear God, how did this happen?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know, like the chemical acid. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about the drug. The drug acid, I think, was a lot more. Okay, is this the desired effect we wanted? Whoa! Yep, that's the desired effect.
I kind of feel like that would probably be more like when in Family Guy, when they found out licking toads got you stoned. I feel like that's probably how it went.
That's what I'm thinking.
Some dumb fucks out in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, you know what? Let's just try and eat this shit and see what happens. Holy fuck! I'm tripping balls. This is awesome. Now I have LSD.
Bingo. Don't get me wrong, some science, that's literally all it was we did something stupid, it worked, we wrote it down. That is the difference between fucking around and doing science. You write your results down.
Well, yeah, and that was the thing with, like, a lot of really brilliant people back then, is that morally they felt like they couldn't experiment on people, so they experimented on themselves.
Which isn't any better, it really isn't, because you're putting yourself at risk. And your life is just as valuable as the person that you're trying to spare by doing yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there were a lot of people, like, especially, like, people in the medical fields that just did not feel like they could harm someone else.
Because the Hippocratic Oath.
Before that was actually coined, Hippocratic Oath. It was more or less like,
do no harm.
I'm here to help people, and I can't hurt someone to figure out how to help another person, so I'll hurt myself instead of figuring it out.
For all the shit humanity's done, we do have a lot of good moments, and that's one of them. In a roundabout way.
There are a lot of wonderful people, and there's also a lot of people who have been seen as wonderful, and they've actually been absolute shit people.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Like, there's been a lot of people in history that have been put down as, like, the demon, but they've been doing so much good.
Yeah, melt your bones off acid. That was probably something more of, like, an accident versus...
Honestly, I've always kind of figured, this is just like a history thing, maybe, like, during all the wars, someone cut a stomach and these like stomach acid kind of thing, and they thought it was
Yeah.
like bad shit, and then they're like, wait a minute, these things have it, they have. Maybe it's something that we all have in us.
Yeah.
Like,
And maybe like
it was
they
probably
saw
a really
like,
big accident, though.
They saw it like turn the grass or something like that turned color.
Yeah, and
saw
they were
some
like,
type
what
of
the hell?
reaction, and they wanted to study that reaction.
Or I wonder why their leather armor started to like corrode when it got all over it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it'd burn your skin instantly, but it would have corroded your leather armor.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it would probably be the same as something as simple as why does blood come out red and turn black or brown over time and stuff like that. Just like trying to figure out chemical reactions within certain things.
Some people are just fucking curious and they do really weird shit to learn.
Yeah.
Translation: 3 a.m. questions you have about the universe. Probably not the best to explore at 3 a.m. That's how Wikipedia marathons happen.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong; those are fun sometimes, but dear God. Well, no, good and bad are moral opinions. Cue Star Wars reference, but there are some things that are black and white in terms of good and bad.
Yeah.
It's very hard for humans to argue that thing because that means we have to accept that we need some things to be certain ways.
Yeah.
Like my view on the death penalty. We can't justify killing another person for killing someone, but then turn around and say murder's bad, people.
Yeah.
That's morally wrong.
Life for a life. Like, I feel like people shouldn't have no right to support the death penalty if they will not support medically assisted suicide.
Oh, I just look at it this way. All life is sacred. I don't care if it's Hitler or anything. They are a human being. They are life. If we take away their value, where's that line and how can we maintain a moral standpoint? We are more evolved than that. We should think of better ways than just offing them. Also, you kill them, they don't get punished. That's not punishment. That's technically removing them from punishment.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, but they can't do it again. It's like, yeah, they can't do anything. They can't redeem themselves. They can't do anything.
Well, it also removes the most fundamental thing about being a human is you have free will.
Yeah. And Adrian's probably sitting there furrowing her brow at me because I'm, as she puts it, a space monk who doesn't believe in killing people.
Well, like, a lot of people are all like, when you commit a crime that violates someone's free will, then you
sacrifice that right.
You sacrifice your own, and it's like
that's a fair point. But my counter is what makes us better by taking away their right by taking their life, kind of thing.
It's like where does it stop?
Exactly, it's a vicious cycle that never ends.
Like it just.
And also, as I said, it's 2016. We should have a better solution than let's just kill the bastard.
Like I support medical
suicides.
Like, I support medically assisted suicides because it's free will. It's a person's choice.
Not just that, but why make them suffer? If they don't want to exist in a fatal disease scenario, don't make them. That's terrible. That's worse than that's worse than death penalty. You're condemning them to years of pain.
Would you rather them die in a comfortable way
that they chose,
or die in a way that they feel like they literally have no choice? That's the difference, in my opinion. It's like if they have the medically assisted suicide, they have a way out that they can feel comfortable. And it's dignity. This
isn't Blackheart. This isn't really political. This is more like sociological.
It is sociological. It is, but it can be political because there are very strong, staunch political standpoints for that topic. There are.
When I said political, I meant literally like don't bring up the Trump stuff or anything like that because we don't need the whole like I support this person, I support that person, and then queue up every little fucking tiny nitpick in the world.
Right.
Which we don't want.
I just think that there should be consistency with people who are like, I don't support abortion, but I support death penalty.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That makes no sense.
That's not pro-life.
I don't support abortion. I don't support death penalty, but medical suicide is okay. And I'm like,
that's not consistent.
They all involve death.
Yeah, exactly.
All involve death. They all involve life. You need to be consistent.
I don't know if maybe it was with Adrian. If it was with Adrian, she'll confirm. We have this fetish with death, but yet when it comes to actually discussing it, we really run from the topic way too much.
Because we personalize it and we
Yeah.
fear death for ourselves.
But we fetishize
or
at
the
the
people
point.
we love.
But we fetishize at the point where, oh, we got to remember this person for their death. We got to honor this person's death. We fetishize it to a really weird degree, but when it gets personal, it's like, oh, we can't talk about it.
I don't know if fetishize is the right word. Romanticize, maybe, but not
May-
fetishize.
well-
Fetishize is. I mean, like.
I mean,
think
fetishize in the way that we honor people that have been dead for like hundreds of years. When we learn with hindsight that they might not deserve the honor they've been having.
I
but-
think it would be more of like we
It might be romanticizing.
we elevate.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
that's a better way to word it. Everyone. Yeah, we should have a choice, and not only that, but it's also. I understand the argument. Oh, but you're taking that choice from their family. It's like, but if their family loves them, they won't want that suffering.
Oh God, no.
And if any family member said, "Oh, but I don't want them to die," it's like then you're just being
Glorify, that's a good word.
better. Thank
That's a
you.
good word.
I will gladly accept that version more. Thank you for helping that.
Yeah. Like,
See, this is what I mean by some topics. Yeah, they're touchy, but if we can do it correctly, I'm okay with it.
yeah.
Because but we're all mature adults here. We can talk about this shit.
Yeah.
I hope so. Anyway. And if we want, we can throw butts in there randomly because we're that immature too.
Yeah, because butts are fantastic.
See, there you go. We covered the immature topic. Quota met.
I just more or less feel like with our as humans we have inherent free will.
We do.
Anything that takes our free will away from us, whether that's not supporting abortion, not supporting the assisted suicide, and encouraging death penalty,
It destroys what's fundamentally human.
fundamentally, immorally, and ethically inhumane. That's just what it is.
Yeah, and the worst part is, like, we keep making these arguments like, oh, what if we meet, like, extraterrestrials? They're going to be really fucking confused when they see our moral standard of when we can break our own rules, and they'll be like, we're not ready for you assholes yet. Well, we're not ready for them. We can't get our own rules down right.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very pro meet the aliens and